Greetings YouTube, Simon here and welcome to another Final Fantasy VIII Remastered video guide. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can get your very own Lionheart weapon, the most powerful weapon for Squall, on disc 1. So it's a very nice weapon to have, especially early on. It does a ton of damage, gives access to the amazing Lionheart limit break, and you're just going to have a whole lot of fun causing wreckage to every foe you meet. Now, a couple of points to note. First of all, if you haven't checked out my previous video guide showing you how you can overpower your party members early on, I recommend you do that. I'll leave a link in the description to it, mainly because you'll follow that and then actually possibly gain access to some of the items already automatically that you're going to need today. But also I strongly advise that you keep your party members at a low level. I always recommend that for Final Fantasy VIII because of how the in-game mechanics work. But also, more importantly for today, if you hit level 20, one of the items you need to farm will no longer be available until much later on in the game, well after disc 1. So keep your levels low. One way you can do that is by using the important card ability. Just make sure you have it equipped on one of your party members, and instead of killing enemies normally, finish them off with the card ability. That will actually prevent them from giving your party any experience, but you will still collect all the other rewards that enemy would otherwise give you, including AP for your Guardian Forces. So it's a great way to farm enemies without actually leveling up. Right, as always guys, a huge thank you to all those who support me on YouTube as a member or on Patreon as a patron, and especially big thanks to Sean, who is the latest patron to sign up to the channel. So thank you so much for your support there guys, and if you enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like and stay subscribed to the channel. I have plans for so much Final Fantasy content going forward that it'll basically be coming out of your ears, so I hope you guys stick around and enjoy that. Let's get that Lionheart. Oh yeah. The Lionheart is a crafted weapon, which means that if we want to complete our mission of attaining it before the end of disc 1, we're going to need to collect the following ingredients: an adamantine, 4 dragon fangs, and 12 pulse ammo. Contrary to popular opinion, the weapons magazine which contains the recipe for the Lionheart is not actually required. Once you have all of the ingredients, it will be available for crafting automatically. Now, out of those ingredients, by far the most annoying to collect is going to be the pulse ammo, which is going to require a few hours worth of card battling with Triple Triad. So let's get started with that one first, shall we? Now, we are going to be having to do a lot of card battles to get that pulse ammo here on disc 1. There are other ways to get it later on, but right now our options are limited. So make sure you have the trade rules set to all. Again, check out the previous video, I show you how to do that. And also just have a fairly healthy supply of cards so that you can go ahead and win without too much trouble. The trade rule of all will allow you to win all of the cards at the end of each battle if you win the game. So the card that we're after is the Elnoyle card, probably mispronouncing that, but you can see it here played by Zell's mother. And Zell's mother isn't the person that you have to play. You can play others around Balam Garden also, but Zell's mother just seems to play this card a little bit more regular in my experience. Though that might not be the case, that could just be, you know, anecdotal evidence. In either case, you won't play this card every single time. Every 3 or 4 battles, though, you can expect to see it, and you are going to need to get 20 of these cards. As such, I do advise popping out of Balam Town from time to time to save your game, so that should you lose and she takes all your cards, you don't have to win them back. Now, once you've got your 20 Elnoyle cards, you'll want to use card mod ability on those in order to refine those cards into 2 energy crystals. Card mod is learned from Quetzalcoatl. Then you can use Ifrit's ammo refinement ability in order to refine those 2 energy crystals into the pulse ammo that you need. You do end up with an overabundance of 8, but that's the only way to get the 12. If you know anybody else around Balam that plays that card more frequently, please do share in the comments. Next up, we're going to get the Dragon Fang items. We need 4 of these, and the best place to get these, or as far as I'm aware, the only realistic way to get them on disc 1, is in this forest area, which is near Galbadir Garden. I'll just show you that on the map. And once you're in the forest area, the best chance to get the Grendels to spawn, which is the enemy we need to kill, is to hug the mountainous walls on the inside of the forest. So just run up and down along those walls and eventually these guys will start to spawn. Now, they don't drop the Dragon Fang every single time you defeat them in battle, unfortunately. Though the lower level they are, Incidentally, that means the lower level your party members are, the higher chance they have to drop them. In fact, if they are only level 1 to 9, they have a 70% chance of dropping a Dragon Fang, which is actually really high. In either case, make sure they're not above level 20, or they just won't drop them at all as far as I'm aware. So make sure when you kill them as well that you use the card ability to do so, otherwise you're going to get experience. Incidentally, I'm doing this on a throwaway account, so I don't need to worry about that. Anyway, once you've gone ahead and defeated enough of these, you're going to have all 4 Dragon Fangs. This grind's a lot easier, a lot faster than the card grind we had to do a moment ago, and we can move on to the final item. Now, in order to obtain the single piece of adamantine that's required, there's a couple of methods we can use actually on disc 1, but if you're taking my advice and going for a low level game, then there's really only one option, and that's to head to the Tomb of the Unknown King, which is a dungeon that you can do, and at the end face off against the Guardian forces called the Brothers, and you have to defeat those in battle first of all in order to be rewarded with their cards. Now, you're going to get 2 cards for beating them. You're going to get the Sacred card, which you get automatically for actually defeating the Brothers as part of an item drop, and then you get a brief cutscene afterwards, which will then reward you with the Minotaur card, and it's the Minotaur card that we're actually interested in for this particular guide. What you need to do once you've gone ahead and got the Minotaur card is head over to the ability card mod. Once again, that's Quetzalcoatl's ability, and you're going to card mod that Minotaur card, which will then give you 10 adamantines. Now, of course, you only need 1, but we can have 9 spare for later use, no doubt. So that will give us access to all of the items, as long as you follow this guide, that we're going to require in order to actually go ahead now and craft the Lionheart weapon. And we're going to head over to Delling City now. But don't worry guys, all the hard work is done. We're just going to synthesize the items. So if you've got this far, congratulations to you. You're about to be rewarded with the awesome Lionheart. All you need to do once you've reached the city is follow my lead here. I'm going to show you where you need to reach, which is the shopping centre, the shopping district, whatever it's called. Anyway, past this bus fella and into the next area. And, oh, this is going to be fun. Getting to wreak havoc against all our enemies from this point forward. Now, just a heads up as well, as we go past the Galbadia Hotel, that once you've got the Lionheart limit break itself, which is included with the Lionheart weapon, won't always cast when you use a limit break. It's a finisher, and it's completely random, so don't be disheartened if you get your new weapon, get Squall into critical mode, but see that he doesn't actually cast that limit. He will do it, but it's, as I say, quite random. So the brown door is the one you want. This is the junk shop, and this is where we can go ahead and synthesize the Lionheart. As I mentioned, even if you don't have the recipe book, and indeed I don't, that will now be available because we have all the ingredients required. And there we have it then, guys. Job done. Fantastic stuff. If you do this on disc 1, please do let us know in the comment section, and as I say, big congratulations to you if that is the case. But I hope the video guide has been a help. If it has, please don't forget to support me just by leaving a like on this video and subscribing to my YouTube channel. Got a load of Final Fantasy content coming your way, both for this game and of course for the upcoming Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I'm very excited to be covering over the next few months. Can't wait to get into that. But that's it for me for today, guys. Hope you all have a fantastic rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.
Sounds like you're having fun.